In today's video, I want to talk about the importance of variation. Variation in your ad process, variation in your creatives, variation in your business as a whole, and kind of talk about a bit more of a philosophical concept for this week's video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Justin, and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So recently I started reading again, which, I've never really stopped reading, but I feel like I've stopped learning in terms of applying that knowledge to business. So I used to be a very avid reader about, early 2020. So when the pandemic actually hits, I was reading basically daily. I was reading a book every 2 to 3 weeks. And even at some point I did a challenge of reading a book a week for, I think I did that for about 2 months. So I read basically 8 books in 2 months. But then, business took a little bit more time. I also obviously wanted to have a little bit more personal time, so I stopped reading as much. And recently I got back into it and got back into more of a learning phase because I just felt like I missed knowledge to attain the next level within my business journey. And one concept I came across in a book called Beyond 80/20 by Richard Koch. Hopefully I pronounce his name right. It's the concept of variation, which I've reread that concept now a few times and have tried to apply it to what do we do as marketers, right? So I'm gonna read you a small quote from that book and then I'll kind of get along and talk about marketing. So the quote reads as follows. So vary, reinvent, multiply, and vary again. Continuously evolve everything in your business life, your products and services, your ideas, your technologies, your teams, your corporation, your collaborators, and yourself. Evolution requires experimentation, variation, rejection of inferior or less well-received variants, hard driving to multiply the successful variants, and a commitment to further cycles of experimentation, variation, selection, and multiplication of the few winners. And another part, and the last part that I'm gonna quote actually from the book, is pursue evolutionary cycles repetitively so that the quest for continual improvement via experimentation becomes routine. Expose product ideas and products to full-bore competition. Scatter product variants around your core products. Fill up the potential product space. So I'll bring that back to marketing, to e-com, and to ads. So what is said right here is that in order to find successful variants, basically, like if we simplify that concept, to find successful variants, you cannot simply rely on a small sample group. You have to test and you have to do huge volume to hit that. The first time I was really exposed to the concept of volume is through one of my good friends, Serge, who actually talks about volume when he talks about outreach, doing outbound marketing, and that, from an agency or B2B business standpoint. But if we put that into e-com, how do you actually test and how do you produce volume? There's pretty much 2 ways for you to do that. One, which I'll discuss a little bit more in another video, or it's maybe already been posted at the time that you're watching this video, but one of the ways is to actually produce more products. So the more products you put out to the market, the more SKUs you have, the more bundle and offers you're testing, the more you'll find something successful in that part. Another part which I want to focus a little bit more in this video is ads. So how can you find winning ads? How can you actually find success with ads? You hear testing phase here, testing phase there, and you hear a lot of agencies and marketers talking about a testing phase, but I don't think any of them truly understand what they mean and what are they doing by talking about a testing phase. Truly, if we bring this down to the most simplest form of that concept is the more you put out, the higher your chances of finding a successful combination. Once you find a successful combination, then you want to put out more variation of that same successful combination so that you can potentially find another winner. And then it kind of goes on from there. So there's a parallel between doing that with ads, essentially, which the more ads you have, the more ad creatives, the more ad copy variations, the more ad sets you might be testing, the more chances you will have of finding one that works. And once you do find one that works, don't stop testing there. Keep on testing and iterating from that winning ad set, from that winning ad, or from that winning copy. So you always want to keep on testing, and basically what that quote, or at least what I got from that quote, is that you're committing to an experimentation cycle and not to finding a winner. Because if you just stop at finding a winner, that doesn't mean that that winner is going to be a lifetime winner. It will win for as long as its life is active, which may be a day, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, it might be months. but you don't know. So you obviously always have to keep on iterating with your ads in order to keep on finding winners. And there's a very interesting parallel down in the book with just the human biology in its whole, right? Because men are programmed to basically spread their seed, to reproduce and get as many babies as possible, because if, again, one winner means more winners, right? So that's kind of the biology of men, but I'm saying men, it's of pretty much every creature alive, is to reproduce in order to keep the cycle alive. But with that said, if there was only one family left on Earth tomorrow morning and then they started reproducing, but they had bad genes, it could fuck up the entire human race, right? Because it all stems from one person. So that's why if the more humans there are, the more they keep reproducing, then the more diversified we will become. Therefore, the more chances of becoming winners. So it's winning the gene lottery, if that makes sense. So again, I went on a tangent, but bringing this back to ads is the more you'll be able to test. And I'll take that example specifically for creatives, right? Facebook nowadays has been heavily reliant on creatives. Now, doing creative testing on Facebook might be a little hard in some cases because you're getting higher CPMs. So an approach we're taking in the agencies, we're using TikTok as a sandbox platform. TikTok is where we're testing a lot of the ad creatives, and the winners will flood into Facebook, and then we'll keep on iterating from there by doing variants of those, winning UGC pieces in forms of static images, in forms of videos, in forms of GIFs, animations, and whatnot. So we'll keep the same concept, the same angle that we found as a winner on TikTok, but create some different assets in order to keep on the winning cycle alive. But with that being said, if you're doing that approach of volume, expect to fail. It's like most of your ads will fail. Most of your copies will fail. Most of your ad sets will fail. It's normal. If you would do the opposite and try and pinpoint a winner from the start, you'd spend a lot of time and probably money also, because again, you could say time is money, but let's just say you're hiring an agency and for the first month, they're trying to create the perfect script, for your ads and create the perfect creatives and get everything right. And then finally, month 2, you see ads starting to run, but then, hey, it fails, so you have to start over again. You're better off just pumping out creatives. You're better off just pumping out ads from the start and then quickly killing them, right? Don't wait too long. If it fails, it fails. Keep on iterating. That's it. Is be ruthless, essentially, in your iteration process, and don't get attached emotionally or mentally attached to an outcome that you think is going to be the right one. Whereas if the market tells you it's not, it's truthfully not. You have to listen to market feedback, and that is, what are the ad results that you're getting based on your ads? And if all fails, then just either quit or change. It's basically quit the platform and change on another platform, or simply change your approach. You might just be approaching the whole situation wrong, right? If you keep on iterating, but iterating from a same type of mindset, or from a same approach, or from a same angle, same offer, it just doesn't work, well, change it, right? There's a lot of factors that are also at play besides just ads. So you got to keep that into account. Website could be at play, your offer, your products, seasonality, but we're just talking from an ad standpoint. Volume is the key to get you to a point where you find profitable ads. With that being said, for more kind of life's lessons, to be one of the first to know about these YouTube videos, as well as to have exclusive trainings, I invite you to check the description down below and join our free Facebook group. So again, you can be one of the first to know about these videos and we have a 25 minutes exclusive TikTok ads training just for the group members in there. So strongly advise that you take a look at that once you join the group. Hope you enjoyed this different style of video. I invite you to check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.